AI has exploded into the zeitgeist with chatbots, but AI has so many applications that you are not aware of, some of which have fundamentally changed entire industries. Others are just cash grabs. Let's discuss AI and its actual uses. AI is a great tool that has been around since the 1950s, when Alan Turing first wrote down the concept. But it has taken a long time for us to realize a form of AI that we have today. For decades, we were using a class of AI that would be called machine learning. There was a process of training and learning done by the code, but it was very different to what we have nowadays. The rapid development of AI and neural networks, which has its origin in deep learning on large datasets, has changed the way we view AI and how we interface with it. It is no longer a project for passionate people trying to beat chess masters, but it can be accessed and used by almost anyone. With this monumental shift in usability, we can now use AI in our daily lives, which is ultimately transforming so many industries. The key to understanding if current AI can help us is to identify if the task has one of two attributes. Either the task involves a lot of data that is similar, which allows us to use deep learning to train the AI to identify previous patterns and then make predictions about the current problem. The other is to have a repetitive task. Then the AI can learn distinct patterns on the task itself. Keep in mind that AI is an exceptional tool at pattern recognition. Luckily, there are a lot of patterns in our daily lives. AI has fundamentally revolutionized whole industries, and one that is being completely transformed right now is programming. Coding is a fundamental component of so many jobs these days, and there are so many different things that people need to achieve with code. AI tools have completely changed the programming experience. For example, I personally use GitHub Copilot, not a sponsor, and it allows me to save so much time writing basic functions for me. The tools aren't at the point where a complete novice can come and make a complex code, but they're not far off. For example, say I want to write a basic script to simulate a signal with noise and fit it. I can do this by just writing comments and letting the AI do the rest. This dramatically reduces the skill required for many programming tasks. When you think about AI, it is hard not to think of chatbots. They burst onto the scene when ChatGPT came out and fundamentally changed how people view AI. These chatbots are powerful and capable of writing quite well. This has positives and negatives. It helps to write boring, tedious documents, but it also is a nightmare for educators as students can now trivially write essays about basically any topic without any knowledge. There is a slew of companies that are making all manner of chatbots for various applications, but not all of them are useful. But many large companies like OpenAI, Google, and Microsoft will continue to develop these tools. They will continue to get better and eventually become a staple in most of our lives. A dark side of AI is how it is making cybercrime easier than ever. There are so many ways that people are trying to steal your money these days. AI has given these people tools to help them easily generate emails, phone calls, malicious software, and more. We've all noticed an increase in nefarious emails and calls since ChatGPT came out. This increased level of malicious attacks requires new approaches to cybersecurity, and I am lucky enough to have this video sponsored by Aura, who provide these types of solutions. There are a significant amount of ways that people are exploiting your data, and it is just too difficult to keep on top of these all of yourself. Aura has several different techniques to automate this level of security. An important component of this security is the use of AI to identify trends and discrepancies in behavior as fast as possible. By using AI, it is possible to detect fraudulent transactions as they are happening, which gives us a chance to prevent them. You can either let people continue to exploit and profit off your private information, or you can go to aura.com/science discussed to start a 2-week free trial. Also linked down in the description. AI is also fundamentally changing medicine as a whole field, and we are all benefiting from this change. We all know that the quality of medical treatment that we receive is directly related to the skills of the doctors and medical practitioners who are treating us. But it doesn't have to be this way. AI offers us an opportunity to circumvent this and equal the playing field. AI can not only do better than the average doctor, it can do better than all of them. Now, we are not at the point where AI is actually replacing doctors. For diagnostic purposes, we are already seeing benefits. For example, the analysis of radiology images is quite difficult. It requires an expert to look at them and identify broken bones, tumours, and other medical issues. AI is already being deployed for this task and is outperforming experts. Another way AI is already changing medicine is in early detection of cancer and other illnesses. In most cases, early detection of an illness makes a huge difference in the quality of care, and it can be the difference between life and death. AI is excellent at pattern recognition, and it has been shown to see patterns in patients that doctors missed. And in some cases, it can detect these patterns long before doctors would be able to notice. This is changing healthcare as we know it. And the great news is, we all benefit from it. Our fundamental understanding of the world we live in is also being shaped by AI. It wasn't that long ago when AI was only the purview of scientists and specialized individuals. Just because AI is now generally available doesn't mean that scientists are no longer using it. In fact, it's exactly the opposite. They are using it more than ever. Scientists are always trying to find new ways to improve the way we do things, and AI is one of those tools that we are using for this task. There are many different ways that AI is being used in science. Some of the highlights are making predictions about potential protein structures and antiviral compounds. Another example is optimizing quantum computers and real-time monitoring of reactions and searching for potential exotic materials like a room temperature superconductor. The great thing about AI in science is it often greatly minimizes tedious work, which frees us scientists up to spend time on other things. A PhD student no longer needs to sit there and log every single event that occurs, and AI can do it for them. I've also dabbled in AI to solve problems that we had and found it incredibly useful. Have you ever opened a packet of food and found something rotten at the bottom? Well, this is a problem of quality control, and it is fundamentally trying to answer the question, how can we ensure the quality of something is always good? In terms of produce, this is about visual inspection, but it is not perfect and is prone to human error. An avocado can look perfectly fine from the outside, but when you open up, you find that half of it is brown and unpleasant. Well, AI is already being deployed to overcome this dilemma. The AI has a massive database of images that it can be trained on, and thus it can notice signs of damage that are often missed by our eyes. This means that sorting machines can pick out not just fruit that is already bad, but also fruit that has a high chance of turning bad within a week. This means we can get consistent produce in supermarkets. Now, this isn't just a theoretical application of AI, it's already being used in industry. Companies are actively using these tools. And for technologies like vertical farming, which already has distinct advantages over traditional farming, the inclusion of AI will make these vertical farms even more efficient in energy and water usage. But beyond the food industry, many companies are now using AI for quality control, including brands like Tesla, Samsung, Lululemon, and Pfizer. Quality control is a vital component of almost every company. It is not just to ensure that the product works, but it is also for safety. You don't want to purchase a blender that will electrocute you. A large chunk of the working population may lose their job from the adaptation of AI into this next industry. For a long time, people have thought that human intelligence is special, to the point that AI could not outperform humans in complex tasks with a lot of variables. Yeah, sure, AI can beat us in chess, but that has a defined set of rules. In contrast, maneuvering in the real world has a lot of undefined elements, like people breaking the law or extremely rare events. So it's logical to think that AI would not be able to outperform humans at driving. But as we have seen, this is not the case. The sheer amount of data that is used to train these AIs is monstrous. The AI has significantly more experience at driving than you will ever obtain, even if all you did was drive for your whole life. This makes AI a great candidate for controlling vehicles, which I'm sure we're all aware of by now. But beyond just training data, there's other aspects like information collection during driving. AI can use information from multiple cameras and sensors to make better decisions than we can with only just our eyesight. As a consequence, many car companies such as Tesla and Volvo and General Motors are starting to use this technology. While many purely self-driving companies like Waymo are focusing on improving the technology itself. In the end, humans driving cars is a risk. We drink and drive. We drive when we're tired, which can be just as bad as being drunk, and we are fatally flawed when it comes to rapid decision making. We have relatively slow reaction times, which is even worse when tired and intoxicated. While you may never drive under these conditions, others do, making the road unsafe. AI helps to make the average car on the road safer for all of us, and will eventually do better at driving than everyone. The US spends over $700 billion a year on its military, and a sizable chunk of that is being used on AI. A lot of what militaries are developing around the world is confidential, and even if I was aware of the work, I'm not about to commit treason. But we do publicly know where some areas of military are developing AI technology. These include autonomous weapons and weapon targeting, surveillance, cybersecurity, homeland security, logistics, and autonomous vehicles. Companies like Lockheed Martin, Boeing, and General Dynamics Corp are some examples of companies that make a lot of money through developing these technologies for the military, and they are all exploring AI applications. Why is traffic so bad in large cities? Apart from the obvious answer that everyone else is on the road except for you is the problem. It is generally a difficult problem to solve. Not only do we have to think about how to optimize traffic flow through a single intersection, but we also have to think about how it feeds into traffic kilometers away. Manually programming traffic light sequences doesn't work. It leads to sitting there watching one car get through per light cycle because other people are doing the wrong thing to get through the lights. AI traffic management not only tries to optimize light management, but on top of this, it redirects traffic to reduce congestion in the first place. This technology will enhance further as more and more self-driving cars come onto the market. Multiple companies are pursuing various AI-based technologies in this space. For example, NetApp is working on smart parking solutions. Sertrac is working on smart traffic lights and traffic optimization, and Traffic Butter is developing navigational-based traffic optimization. We all want to be more productive, and AI promises to make this dream come true. But is it all lies to take your money, or will it actually help? There are plenty of ways that AI can make you more productive. It can generate responses to emails, research topics for you, optimize note-taking, and it can even act as a personal assistant. But for all that it promises, some of these products are just rip-offs. For instance, some of these AI companies just query ChatGPT for their responses, so you are paying for them to use another service that you already have access to. So before venturing too deep into the pockets of AI productivity tools, just make sure that there isn't a free version of the same product out there. AI is fundamentally revolutionizing many industries, and we don't know how far this will go. AI is developing so rapidly, it is hard to keep up. But one thing is for sure, exciting applications are just around the corner, like AI that is being used to translate the language of whales into human language. But you'll have to check out this video to learn more.